100 means 1%. So if you get 50, it's a 0.5%. If you get 200 basis points, it means 2%, right? So be familiar with your changes in basis points, right? So now we are calculating the duration. So the change in y is 0.5%. This is how 0.5% looks in numerical form, right? The V0 is given to us at 887 Rand, right? So the first thing we do when calculating bond duration is you construct a table, right? So this is your table. On your table, right, you write your period, right, which is your N. You write your yield to maturity, you write your coupon, you write your maturity value or your future value and your price, right? So we did this with our basic bond calculation. However, in duration, you add 2 more columns because we're going to account for a drop in basis points, a drop in interest rates, and we're going to account for an increase in basis points, right? So now the yield to maturity was given at 12%. Now, if we subtract 0.5%, we get 11.5%. If we add 0.5%, we get 12.5%, right? Our coupon remains the same. Our maturity value remains the same. Our V was given to us. So take out your calculators and see that you get this answer with 11.5%, and with 12.5% you get this answer here. So basically nothing changes apart from the yield to maturity to give you a different price in the bond, right? So now this is how you calculate all your information. I'll just give you a few seconds. If anybody can stop me, if you're not getting 861 Rand or if you're not getting 913 Rand, please let me know and then we can see where we went wrong, right? So once you have computed everything in this table here, it's a simple substitution into the duration formula, right? So the duration formula says V minus subtract V plus, right? So V minus is always more than V plus because a drop in interest rates increases the price. Increase in interest rates decreases the price, right? So that's also another clue to see if you're on the right track. So you say 913 Rand 0.48 less 861 Rand 0.59 over 2 times by your V of 0, right, which is no change in interest rate, times by the change in interest rate, right? So this is why we've written down here, how does 0.5% look in numerical form, right? So it's 0.05, right? So this, you multiply this, you solve for this, and then you do your division, right? Once you do your division, we get the duration to be 5.85056, right? Our interpretation for this is the bond price changes by 5.85% for a 50 basis point change in interest rate, right? So if I can ask you guys if you managed to grasp that.
I'm here now, Yumna.
Yes, yes. Okay, that's great, John. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, ask them to do the one in red there, that one.
Yes.
That's a good test.
Let's,
Then we will the answer on the next slide.
okay, perfect. So let's try a question here. Your question is calculate the effective duration of an 18% 1,000 Rand par bond maturing in 15 years if the yield to maturity is 7% and the interest is paid semi-annually. The yield to maturity changes by 1%, right? So remember how we started off. We wrote down our given information, which is our change in Y, right? In this case here, we're not given our V0. We're going to calculate it with the other prices we're going to calculate. Our yield to maturity is 7%. right? And the change in basis point is 1%. So if I can just give you a clue or like a tip is that do your change in basis point where like 7% is your yield to maturity. So you're going to add 1% and subtract 1%, then account for your semi-annual. Divide by 2 for semi-annual and put it into your table before you calculate your price. Okay, so let's give that a go.
Yeah, let's give them a chance to do something. Yeah, finally I'm here, Yumna.
Okay, thanks, John.
And I'm connected and power is coming and I'm at the regional office.
Oh, you're at the UNISA office.
Yes, I'm at the UNISA office.
Okay, that's nice.
And there are not too many people. I don't know your students. Where are they? I don't see them here at the regional office and no one.
Oh, is there no one around?
Yeah, nobody. They are actually just polishing the floors. Nobody is working on those floors.
Everybody takes Saturday off, eh?
Maybe
I
they're
don't
still
know.
coming, guys.
Maybe they are still coming, but nothing in the open areas there. Nobody sitting there.
Is this for the live class in Durban?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my, okay. I thought that would be quite popular. I was looking forward to the one in our region. 1st
Maybe.
October.
But you are getting it closer to the time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are working out whilst you are just talking. We are just whiling time whilst you are working there. We are not going to say something life-changing, except if Mr. Matsoma or Yumna thinks of something life-changing.
I've just shared with everyone my procrastination drama, so nothing's happening this side here.
Audrey maybe has something to say. No, Audrey doesn't have anything to say.
And down.
Nothing. Opa maybe has something to say. Opa, nothing to say.
I'm almost done with my calculation.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Show off. Show off.
Very well done.
Post it in the chat, then we will know that you are serious.
Just a question on my side. On
Yes.
this example, we are given a statement that says, suppose the yield is changed by 50%,
50
or
basis
by
points.
50 basis points.
Mhm.
So are we not supposed to divide it by 100 to give us 0.5?
Yes, we are supposed to divide by 100.
But I see an example is divided by 1,000.
No, that's just how you quote 0.5% in numerical form.
It's 0.005. Imagine it to be 0.5.
You're going to say 0.5% divided by 100 gives you 0.005.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
50 basis points is 0.5.
So the basis point, I was under the impression that the basis point, I say 50 divided by 100, and then that will give me 0.5. So I divide by 100 again.
By 100, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
0.5% it gives you.
0.5% it gives me.
Basically,
Then now to convert it, okay, cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the 0.5 is the same as that number, 0.005.
Yeah.
Nala has a question there.
Okay, Nala, go ahead.
Nala's hand is up. Maybe I think she's ignoring Mr. Matsoma.
She just joined the
Yeah,
conversation.
sorry. I would like to ask on this.
Yes, you can talk, Nala.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
I would like to ask about this activity that we should do, about the coupon rate.
Yes.
Which interest rate we'll use for the coupon?
18%.
18.
Oh, that 18%.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay. That's a good question. It doesn't have to say coupon rate, but if it's an 18% bond, That means the coupon is 18%.
Okay, we say something life-changing. Mr. Matsoma, wow, let's change people's lives.
Mr. Matsoma, you're on the spot today.
He's the boss in the class, so he should be changing people's lives. Some of us are just working here.
Yeah, I will try and change people's lives today.
Did you introduce Mr. Matsoma Yumna?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matsoma is the lecturer. The lecturer for the module. So when we say the lecturer, you should know who is going to set the exam. He is. So we are in good hands. Today we are going to be talking, me and Yumna are going to be telling stories, but the person who's going to examine you is Mr. Matsoma. I don't
like
see.
this story. I like your story.
Opa was promising big things there. I don't see anything there, Mr. Matsoma, in the chat.
No, Oprah has already given an answer, John.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry.
We don't mess with Oprah. Once we're preparing for this lesson, we like look for all our errors because Oprah is going to get it. Let me tell you, we don't make no mistakes.
We don't make any mistakes.
So,
We identify it.
yeah. She sorts them out.
Nala's hand is still up. Is it a historical hand?
In Nana's hand is, I think, so by now because it's been up for a long time. Okay, I'll put it down for him.
So, Mr. Matsoma and Dr. Nyamunda, can you tell us about what is this these live sessions that UNISA are about, or what is the many subjects being do students come in for like face-to-face help with a certain subject, or is it just for investment management, or?
No, it's not for investment management only. It's for all the modules that has an e-tutors at Department of Finance, Risk and Banking. We organize it as a department.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's different
But you
modules.
invite students to come in.
Yes, I posted an announcement during the week.
Okay.
So we have our music ready and everything, and like lights are already flashing this side.
But do you just like assist students with a specific areas, or do you have a program planned for the day?
Not really, but John has prepared the slide for the day.
Okay.
And thank you, John, for preparing the slides. And then we'll also take the questions from students if they have questions for us.
Okay.
Humza is a question there. How do you find the PV?
Oh.
Yumna, do you want to walk us through, or do you want me to walk through?
I don't mind walking through. So
Okay,
present value is your price. So if I'm understanding your question correctly, is we're normally working with our financial calculator. We've drawn up our table, we enter our values in. So we have our period, right, which is the N, and even on your calculator you have an N. So we enter our period, right? In this case here, you must remember you're going to have to multiply your period by 2 because it's a semi-annual bond, right? Then you put in your yield to maturity, right? For each scenario, V minus, V0 and V plus, your yield to maturity changes, right? So normally what I do is I'll enter all my other variables first, and then I just basically change my yield to maturity and get a different price. Then once you enter your coupon, which you have to divide by 2 in this question because it's a semi-annual bond, right? Then you have your future value, which is the same. At the end, every time we're going to receive 1,000 Rand. Then you would say compute, or depending on the calculator you have, but you will say compute present value and it will give you the answer. So I hope that helps. And yeah, then you change your yield and then you say compute present value and you'll get your 3 different present values for the different changes in yields. But as you can see from the table, every other value stays the same. Okay, may someone please?
No one else has posted anything.
Yeah.
I'm getting worried. Maybe
What?
people are completely lost.
Posted long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. One person has posted. Sorry. Okay. I don't. Yours doesn't count anymore. We've already forgotten you posted because it was so long back. Audrey, what's happening there? Okay, let me go and I call out people. If someone, you can shout at me, Yumna, if someone has posted already.
Okay.
Amu, what's happening there? Where are you stuck? Okay. Amu is ignoring you. Yumna is not. She's not even ignoring.
I'm not
you.
ignoring.
Oh. Where are you stuck?
Sorry, I joined the class very late. I didn't understand anything here. I just joined the class now.
Okay. No worries. Angelique, where are you?
I'm still busy calculating.
Where have you already found the present values, all the 3 present values?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
I'm almost finished.
Okay, cool. Audrey Mokwele. Now is the going there, Audrey? See, Yumna, Audrey is ignoring you. She's not ignoring me.
You know, like if you tell us where you stuck, we can give a better explanation on it. So that's what we're trying to encourage.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we are trying to find out, because there's no point in going through and then no one is understanding. Then you're coming here is not really worthwhile.
I tried also to give you a lot more information of how to calculate semi-annual, but yeah, I'm expecting a few more answers at least. We are 95 or 105 participants. Surely we can get a few more answers or at least a discussion where we
Esther, what's happening there? Esther, I think Esther is ignoring Mr. Matsoma.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to find my PVs.
Your PVs, okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Kateliwe, what's happening? Kateliwe, are you ignoring Yumna or Mr. Matsoma? One of the two. You can't be ignoring me. Yumna, I think you said something wrong. Kateliwe is so angry, not even talking.
No.
You didn't say anything wrong. How do you know? She's offended.
She just joined the conversation. We're giving her some grace.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What about Lindy? What's happening, Lindy?
Sorry, just tried to unmute there. I'm busy with the duration formula now. I got
okay, perfect. So you are somewhere. So you are going somewhere.
Thank you.
Let's give it about 30 seconds. Then I think we do.
Oyama, what's happening? Oyama is not talking to anyone. Oyama is angry with Yumna and Mr. Matsoma.
Oh, here we got an answer, John.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, last one. Tuli. Did Tuli post anything there?
Nothing.
So Tuli is just quiet. Okay, I think.
I'm having difficulties with my calculations.
With your calculations, where are you exactly stuck so that we can know where to
So
see?
I've tabled everything,
Mhm.
but now when I compute in my calculator, I my PVs and then I calculate my durations. My durations are like on ones, so I'm not sure if I'm
Okay.
getting my PVs wrong.
Okay, so you are in a good place so that we can. Okay, I think let's move on, Yuna.
Okay. All right. So, most of us also we struggle with the mathematics of the. Oh, let me just try and get this thing here. Right.
Yeah.
So here we are, right? So we say calculate the effective duration of an
You are so jealous, Yuna. You are not even celebrating people who got the answer right. You are just going.
Oh yes, sorry. Let's see the answer. 7.74. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. Well done to Oprah and to Angelique. Thanks, John, for reminding me. But I am stressed. I'm stressed about people not knowing how to do a duration calculation. So I need to get.
You just want to get to them to just help them and finish.
Yes. No, so I just want you to, to compare your calculation with what's on the board and just let's iron out this because it's an important calculation for investment management. And
Lynn, this one is saying mine is way off.
okay, so like Lindy, you got to see on the board which amount or how did you get an incorrect answer so that we can just explain to you where do each of these values come from. So, right, step one, we say draw our table, right? So on our table, we have our future value, which remains the same for each V minus, V0, and V plus, right? Our payment, right, comes to 90 Rand, right, which remains the same. How did we get 90 Rand? Our bond is 1,000 Rand times by 18%, right, which will give you 180, but we divide by 2 because it is a semi-annual bond. We're going to get paid 90 Rand after 6 months, 90 Rand after 6 months, right? So our payment comes in the increments of 90 Rand, right? Now our interest rate, this is where I have a feeling that you guys are struggling, is our yield to maturity was given as 7%. So what we do, we say 7% minus 1, right? Because we're going to reduce the interest rates by 1%. Then you divide by 2 because it's a semi-annual bond, right? So we say 7 minus 1 gives us 6, divided by 2 gives you 3%, right? Here in the middle we have no change. 7 divided by 2, you get 3.5%. On the right hand side, when we increase our yield to maturity by 1%, we say 7 plus 1 is 8% divided by 2, which gives us 4%. Is there a question on there? All right. So our period, here is our period, right? Our period is a 15-year bond, but we get paid 30 times because we're getting paid twice a year, right? So we say our period is 15 times by 2, which is 30, right? So if you input all these values on your financial calculator, these are the present values you need to get, right? So these are our present values. Then we put it into our duration formula. We say V minus less V plus, right? And you get this amount of 311 Rand 0.42 cents. Then we do the denominator. We say 2 times by our V0 times by 1 divided by 100, which is our percentage form. Here also you could be making a mistake. 0.01 you're going to get. So once you get your denominator, you say 311.42 divided by 40.23, you get 7.74. All right. Any questions on that?
My only thing there, Yumna, I would see, I would want to talk about that change in yield. They have a slightly different approach there.
Okay.
Okay, what you did is perfect there, but I want to give you an alternative. For change in yield, that 1 divided by YR there, ladies and gentlemen, you can also, what Yumna did is correct, but you can also say yield to maturity, they say it's 7%. If they say it changes by 1%, so if it increases, it increases from 7% plus 1, that 1%. Divided by 2, because it has increased. Or yield to maturity reduces by 1%. So 7% there, 7% there, minus 1. Remember, minus 1. Then divide by 2 because it's the same annual. Lisbeth wants to explain the change in yield. Maybe Mr. Matsuma can explain it differently. I give up so quickly. Is Mr. Matsuma there? Yeah, is there. You can explain the change in yield so that because otherwise that if people are stuck there, then the convexity they won't be able to solve it. Over to you, Mr. Matsuma.
Okay, Dr. Yamunda. I think you explain it very nicely. And also, Yumna there. For me, is to make it simple, 1 divided by 100. I think it's simpler that way.
Okay, there's a question. You can shoot.
Also, okay. Also, on this formula here, I recommend if they use a Casio calculator to punch in everything, like you can, the second part here on the step, you can punch everything on the Casio calculator. So, but you need to make sure that your numbers here are correct.
So yeah, just the mathematics of it all, and then also keep your decimals on 4 places to get a more accurate answer. So yeah, this is
there's a question. There's a question there.
Okay.
I think with me, my calculation went wrong with my V of O. I think my negative V. That's where I went wrong with my calculation, but I just wanted to see the slide before the answer.
Oh, but you are happy with the calculation now?
Yes, I'm happy with the calculation. I know where I went wrong. I don't know
about
the
cool.
others.
Yeah. Let's move on, Yumna.
Okay. Right. So here is another calculation for you to do since you see where you went wrong. We have a 6-year annual bond with a par value of 100 Rand and is 8.5% yield to maturity and the coupon of 6%. If there is a 100 basis point change in the interest rate, please calculate the effective duration. So at least here
you are making it too difficult there, Yumna. No formula.
No formula.
I'm telling you, I'm going to commit suicide.
Yeah, no, and I can't do this thing where, John, he finds it somewhere and paste it on this presentation.
Okay.
So I'll read it out to you. Duration is.
Wait. Let's see Yumna because they have to do. But in the meantime, let them do the calculate.
Okay,
they can find the present values at least in the meantime while we're looking for the duration formula.
Okay.
I'm thinking, how can we do this? I'm thinking loudly in my head there. Can hear some loud sound. Yumna, I'm going to.
Right. Yes.
I'm going to steal your sharing.
Okay, I really don't mind that. So.
You tell me when you see, if you see something.
Okay.
What are you saying?
All your work, John. Okay, there we go. We're on duration.
Actually, you are seeing the wrong. We are supposed to see this one.
Yes.
And then.
Okay, there we go. Thank you, John.
I feel myself, because I'm using one screen, I feel so disabled.
Yeah. Shame. But yeah,
you see there, Opa is saying we have our formulas. Okay, show off Opa, she's showing off.
Yeah, no, I also would expect you guys to write down this formula like at the top of the page, but I'm not sure if everybody has their pen and paper around here,
Your expectation is too big there. We are just, the semester is too early.
The semester is still early.
I think it's good if they have their own formulas, because formulas, they won't be there during the exam time. So I hope all of them, they are preparing their formulas so they can use them during the exam time. We won't provide any formulas.
Okay, that is, though you are doing calculations, ladies and gentlemen, that's an important thing. That's why we have Mr. Matsoma here. He's saying he's not going to give you no formulas. So you need to know those formulas. So when you're practicing, make sure that the formula sits in your head, not on paper, because when you're in the exam, no formula. Yumna, when you did your INV, did anyone give you formulas so that we see if Mr. Matsoma is being hard on us?
Yeah, I had formulas, but I didn't do these calculations. But I did have, they would give formulas, but like I really use the formula sheet because once you're practicing these calculations, the information you prepare for the formula it like flows into it. For me, I worked in that way there. So, but it's always good to, it was a good reference just to make sure. But now I see that there are no formula sheets.
You were lucky when you went. When I went, there were no formula. When I did this INV many moons ago, now formulas provided. But they like
a proctoring tool to monitor students who are copying during exam.
Yes, so please don't bring a formula sheet in.
Let's see if we have some responses there.
Yes.
Nice Opa already says he already said it's option 2. They say we end up, I think, refill with the end, is it up?
Yes, it's up. I just wanted you to go back to the first slide before the last two slides. There's just something I want to verify. Like
this one?
Sorry. No. Before this one. During the tutorial. Yes, thank you.
Quickly look, because everyone else is expecting that slide we're on.
Screenshot, refill.
Or just take a mental picture.
The brain working.
Okay, Refilwe, you are on your own. I'm going back to the slide.
Thank you.
So we have two option 2s here.
Yes. But can we use our foolproof method of finding the answer, Yumna?
Please use John's method.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is okay. Everyone should listen to this one. This one is a foolproof. The answer will always come right. Okay? So you can say, my mother told me to choose this one. Oh, option 2. Is it, Yumna? I told you. Okay. And let's start from the bottom. My mother told me to choose this one. That's why I think it's option 3.
So A bit confusing, John's method, but please, your faith in your mother.
I think my mother said we should start from the top, I think.
John's faith in his mother is strong.
So all I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, okay, now we have another option too. So should we continue or should we wait?
I think let's continue. So we can get some questions and some.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah, okay, let's continue. There you go, Yumna.
Okay. So the option 2 is correct. Well done to those who said option 2, because you know you're on the right track.
So Tutuli and Kamakelo and Oyama and Opa, they show off. Well done.
Well done. Well done. So at least you know you're on the right track. For those of you who were struggling to get an option at all, I'm going to do an explanation, but please stop me or tell us where are you struggling. Then we know what to emphasize on. So basically you draw up your table, right? On your table you have V minus, V0 and V plus, right? I start with the future value. It always remains the same, which is 100. It was given in the question, right? Our payment is 6. How do we get 6? We say 100 times by 6%, right? If there is 100 basis points change, that means it's a 1% change, right? So we adjust for 1%. They say the yield to maturity is 8.5%. So we adjust 8.5 less 1%, you get 7.5. For V0, 8.5 remains the same. V plus 8.5 plus 1% is 9.5, right? It's an annual bond. Our years remain the same. It's a 6-year annual bond, right? On our calculator, we compute present value, right? Once you've computed your present value, we take these values and we substitute it into our duration formula. V minus less V plus over 2 times V0 times by 1%, right? 1 divided by 100, so 1%, right? And then you get your answer, which is 4.76. So is Refilwe, okay. So now this is where you tell me what went wrong. So is Refilwe, is your hand up?
Yeah, for me,
okay.
I realized that with the V minus, I was supposed to subtract the 100 basis points, right?
Yeah.
Which was where I was getting confused. I was using the last 2 columns to calculate my formula, but now I've got it. I'm sorted.
Okay.
That's why I requested if we could go back to the original slide from the beginning.
Okay. All right. Yes. So let me just emphasize, V minus is your present value minus 1%, minus the change in interest rate, right?
Yes.
And V plus is plus the change in interest rate. In your duration formula, in your numerator, we're doing V plus V minus. In your denominator, numerator is the top level, denominator bottom level, you're using your V0, right? So that's just basically like how to calculate or how to remember what goes where and what we're calculating. Okay, Oprah, you can go ahead there.
The end went up and then went down. I don't know whether it went down deliberately or what.
Okay.
Okay, bond convexity. Okay, let me just talk about bond convexity a little bit, and then you can take it from there. Ladies and gentlemen, bond convexity. Okay, I will just talk about the theory a little bit, but the theory the most important thing is to be able to apply this formula. But the convexity, we are saying when we are using the duration formula to find the value of the, or the change in value of the bond, we end up with an estimated change, which is a straight line like this. But they say in reality, when the bond price is reducing, at a certain level, it starts to, the price starts to increase at an increasing rate. Therefore, it's not actually a straight line like that. It's like a curved line like that. So we are saying when the bond price is increasing, you can see the increase starts to reduce when it's increasing. When it's reducing, the increase in price starts to increase. Okay, it's confusing. It's even confusing to me when as I'm talking to you. But that's convexity, to say, to make the estimation of change in price more accurate, we use convexity. Forget that. Mr. Matsoma, if he sets his question on the meaning of convexity, he can keep his question. But the formula he might set, I'm not saying he will set, maybe he might tell us he's going to set it, but he might, he's here today, is similar to the duration formula. The only difference being, we are now saying V minus plus V plus minus 2V. So this concept, conceptually still the same. The numbers we're using are exactly the same. Okay, let's go back to the next slide. The same table. It is the same table. So we're saying a 20-year 10% semi-annual coupon. Remember, Yumna will be angry with you when you forget semi-annual. I'm telling you, I won't be angry, but Yumna will be angry that she spent time telling you about semi-annual. 1,000 par value is priced at a yield to maturity 8%. The yield to maturity changes by 1%. To calculate the convexity. These are the options. So we are saying V naught. So what is the future value? The future value is this 1,000, ladies and gentlemen, of the par value. So we say 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. We already have a table. What is the coupon? Good question. 10% of 1,000, 100 Rand. But so that Yumna is not angry with us because she told us about semi-annual, we say 100 divided by 2 because the coupon is paid twice a year, which gives you 50. So PMT becomes, for everyone, PMT 50, 50, 50. Change in yield. That's an important one. Here we are told it's 1%. So we are saying if yield is 8%, for V naught, obviously, it's 8% divided by 2 because it's paid twice a year. 8 divided by 2, we have our 4 here and our 8 divided by 2. If yield to maturity increases by 1%, we are saying 8 plus 1% gives us 9%. But it's paid twice. So it increased to 9%, but it's paid twice. So it's 9 divided by 2, which is what Yumna gave us. 8 plus 1 divided by 2 gives us 4.5%. If yield to maturity reduces by 1%, so it's 8 minus 1% gives us 7. 7 divided by 2, this is what Yumna did here. 8 minus 1 divided by 2, 3.5. The N is 40. Why 40? It's 20 years, but remember it's paying twice. So it's 2 times 20 years because we are going to get 40 payments in 20 years. That's the 40 you see here for everything. Once you have everything in the table, all you can do is to whistle while you are getting the answer. You remember to whistle. Don't just get the answer. Whistling. So we put our FV 100, our PM 350, our I 4, our N 40. Then you say, grab me the present value. You tell the calculator that it gives you this number. Then you go here. Don't re-put everything. You can be lazy like me. Lazy like me, I go to I and change that 4 to 4.5. And then I say, go grab me the present value. It gives you 1092. Then lazy still, change the I from 4.5 now to just put 3.5 is our I. Then say, grab me the present value. It gives you 1320. If you are here, ladies and gentlemen, you are almost home. Then you say V minus, come and plug your V minus, put it there, plus V plus 1092, put it there, minus 2 V naught, 2 times V naught, you already have it there, divided by 2 times V naught times 1 over 100 squared, ladies and gentlemen, gives you 16.4786 divided by 0.2396 equals to 68.78. That's your convexity. Mr. Matsoma might, if you get to here, if he was sitting next to you, he would give you marks for this formula. But you know, remember, it's a multiple choice exam, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to be accurate and get this number. Because Mr. Matsoma will not know that you made a mistake here or somewhere here. He will only know this number. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I talk too much, but here you have your question, a 6-year annual bond with a pair value of 108.5 yield to maturity, coupon 6% is there, 100%. This one is even easier. It's not a semi-annual. Do this one, put your answer in the chat, or if you have a question, you can ask. We are here for you.
There's a hand from Opa.
Oprah put her hand down, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I didn't scare. Yeah, Opa is not as afraid. Maybe she's afraid of Mr. Matsoma, that Mr. Matsoma will...
We use 4 decimal places, right, when we are doing our calculation. But 100%? I'm seeing here,
yes.
But on our side, what we do is we only use the 4 decimal places when calculating the PVs and everything. But when now computing there using the scientific calculator, we then only round off on the last stage. Will it affect us during exam?
It will.
Because our answers are very close, but we only round off.
Don't
on
round
the last
off here.
But yeah, I'm saying on 16.4786, we don't even do that. We just put it on scientific calculator, then we get the final answer and it's quicker.
Round off the last number. Because if you round off here, or if you round up to L, let's say you said 1320, here you said 1197, here you said 1092, the answer will be so far off.
No, I mean on the PVs, that stage we do use the financial calculator, but now on the stage on the second part where we calculate duration on convexity, we don't even round off. We only round off on the last stage. But here I'm seeing there is 16.4786, which means you've already rounded to 4 decimal places.
Yeah.
Which we are not doing.
Okay, the difference will be small. The difference will be so small. It won't have. If you keep it 4 decimal places throughout, the difference will be so small. My only worry is if you round off too early. Like if you start doing 2 decimal places somewhere here, then you might end up with a different answer.
That's part we use the scientific financial calculator, and it's already set to 4 decimal places. Only on the final where we do the convexity and duration.
Yumna.
And I'm seeing on this question we had 2 same options. Option 1 and 3 were same answers. So during exam, how will you know that if you make same mistake like this? How will you know that if I had maybe chosen 3 and you marked 1, will you mark what? Would the system allow you?
Okay, the system will allow us to calculate the most accurate. The most accurate, it won't be so close that they, like, let's say we want, I don't think Mr. Matsoma will put 16.479 and 16.4786. He told me that close.
Options. Option 1 is the same as option 3. I think there's a mistake there.
Yes. No, so the exam is set much more accurately than this.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just me and my typing errors. So generally, and it's moderated and reviewed a few times. If you do come across something like this in the exam, you obviously can notify one of us or Mr. Matsoma, but it's very rare.
Opa is worried about this one.
Yes,
Which are the same.
Yeah.
Perfectionist. You are a perfectionist in our midst.
I told you, Oprah, we gotta be careful with her, John. But
Okay, next time, Yumna,
yes,
let's spend time. We are going to send this for moderation before we even do.
yes, yeah. We have
No,
to.
these slides are actually
around.
done by hand.
Okay,
Yes,
I was
these are all
saying
done
just
by
always
hand,
round
so
off the final answer to 2 decimal, the final answer only.
and very rare did I ever see like a question where you get a similar answer. Like you'll get 68.64 and 68.78. It would always be a completely different
It
answer.
will be a little bit of
Yeah,
far off.
so it's very rare that you'll get tricked in the exam. We're testing on a moderate level, not a very yeah, but I don't even think they so don't stress about being tricked in the exam. If you know your work, you'll get the answer, and yeah,
The intention is not to trick, is to find out if you understood the
if
concepts.
you understood the concept, yes.
Only that respect that 4 decimal places, which Mr. Matsoma is talking about, respect it.
Yes, yes, definitely that makes a difference because it can confuse you.
It can, because if you start rounding off too early, then you start having problems. Next week, can we do 10:30 again, Yumna?
I wanted to speak to you guys about next week because I'm unavailable next week, so I don't know if we can reschedule.
To the next following.
Yeah, because I'm doing a seminar next week. I'm
Oh,
available
nice.
the rest of the weekend, but I'm going for a seminar Saturday morning 10 to 1. I just confirmed the times.
Okay,
So
cool.
unfortunately, I'm not available next week, Saturday.
No, we can do the next with the other week. How can we just talk when we are not there? We can't do without ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm expecting you to be waking out. We are just talking while you are waiting.
So we're waiting for some answers.
We are waiting for answers. While we are telling stories. When did you finish Yumna? Okay, now I'm putting you on the spot so that we can, my calculator is in hand too, so that I can estimate your age. When did you finish your degree?
I finished in 2009.
Oh, Yumna.
Yes.
You are too old.
I'm old, John. I still feel like I'm this young.
I finished in 2021.
You finish, no, John, you very young, young at heart. But me, I'm old, really. Even by the end, you see,
No, but I finished long
It's a big sister.
Yeah.
And Mr. Matsoma, when did you finish?
So Matsoma's the youngest of us.
2012 first degree.
Oh,
First degree, wow, well done.
I'm working with all these old people. 2021.
I just completed my master's this year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well done. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nice. It's so nice. Okay, the question I wanted to ask Mr. Matsoma, I want to ask it will disturb all the students. They won't even concentrate. Okay, I want to ask him because I wanted to ask him about the topic, but no, if we start talking about that, then we get all distracted. Let me ask Opa. Opa, when are you finishing your degree? Opa, I see you posted your answer there. Now we can answer. When are you finishing your degree?
This one I'm finishing next year.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You have conviction. What about Tuli? Tuli, when are you finishing your degree?
I'm supposed to be finishing next year. I'm saying supposed to because, yeah.
Okay, what excuse do you want to give us in public? Let's get the excuse out of the way.
It's not an excuse.
Okay,
It's
it should be strong now. Okay, that's Yumna. Let's wait for a very strong excuse.
it's if I do all my modules next year and I pass all my modules next year, then I finish next year.
Yeah, you shouldn't be worrying about that. You are going to pass. Okay, let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Okay, I can see there we have quite a number. Everyone is saying option 2, which is 14.57, and that's correct. 14.57. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud. People are getting their answers right there. And let's do this together. The FV is 100, which is here. Put 100, 100, 100. The N is 6 years. This is not a semi-annual, so it's a straightforward calculation, 666. A change in yield, so 8.5, you put it in the V naught. If the change in yield is by 100 basis points, then we say 8.5 minus 1, 7.5. 8.5 plus 1, 9.5. 6 is our N, so plug everything in. There is no, unless if there's a question. Do you, okay, then, okay, sorry. Oh, I thought we already, so we then say V minus, we already take that, put it there. V plus 88, V plus is this 84, then we put it there. Then we say 2 times 88, which is there. Then divided by 2 times 88, which is that, ladies and gentlemen, 0.2578 divided by 0.0177, which gives you 14.57. Do you think we have another question? No, we don't have another question. Okay, there's a question in the class. Whose hand is up there? I can't see.
Esther.
I wanted to ask, how do I convert my financial calculator to show to 4 decimal places, because it's only showing the answer to 2 decimal places.
Ooh, what kind of calculator do you have?
The HP one.
Okay. Mr. Matsuma, do you have the HP? Yumna, do you have an HP? I think we have 2 people with HPs there. Kasheko, do you have an HP there?
What you can do is you can just go on the net and just download the manual that will show you how to do some of these changes.
Oh, nice. Nice. At least you said it, I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Or alternatively, if you still have your tutorials for, I think, DSC, Financial Maths 1, they show you how to do these things. There's a manual fully for that on a Sharp and a HP.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Katleko.
Hello, sir. I'm not getting the correct PV values. I don't know why, because all the other information that I have is correct. So I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm not sure.
For V naught, okay, V naught, if you say FV100, okay, let's do quickly, clear your memory so that we can do it quickly together. If you put your FV as 100, put your PMT as 6, put your I as 8.5. Please give me some response there so that I know we are together. Otherwise, I'm just going by myself.
Yes, I'm following along.
Okay, then N is equals to 6. Did you put that?
Yes, I did.
And then with compute PV, what did you get?
It gives me minus 130.98.
Is it in, how do you change it to from annuity due to annuity ordinary, Yumna? I can't remember that. Where is Yumna now? I think you are doing an annuity.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you know what you have to do? You first of all, you must make sure you've cleared everything on your clear time value of money. Your whole computer, your whole calculator must be clear. The second thing, which I have a feeling you have adjusted, is your compounding per year and payments per year. So maybe you press shift and you look for the key P stroke Y, or if on your calculator it's you don't have to press shift, but look for the key called P stroke Y, and then you make sure it's 1. You must make sure it's 1. Compounding per year and payments per year is 1, 1. Do you find a key like that?
I do, but like it doesn't, when I press shift P stroke YR,
yeah,
it doesn't show me anything.
Enter.
Oh, it says 12.
12, so it's supposed to be 1. Because you see,
Okay.
we're adjusting for it manually. So it needs to be 1 compounding per year must be 1. And then try it then. And then you can let us know in the chat if you, or
You
your
come right.
yeah, if you come right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone with an agent question before we move on? Another agent question?
Sorry, Lindy, I just want to confirm, so we always work with 4 decimal places until the very end of the solution?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
4 or more decimal places until you get to the final solution. So that is more accurate.
Okay, yeah, that's where my error came in. I worked with 3. Then
And then it ended up being slightly off. Okay,
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Yumna, you are on duration effect.
Okay. Okay. So now these calculations which we have been doing, convexity and duration, let's see the effect of these on our price, right? So duration effect estimates the impact that the change in yield will have on the price, right? So the change in price is equal to minus D effective multiplied by your change in Y, right? So now you're basically calculating how much will the price change due to once you've calculated the duration, right? So let's look at an example to understand it better, right? So we have a 12% coupon bond that pays semi-annually and has an effective duration of 1.71. If the yield to maturity increases by 100 basis points, which is 1%, what would be the approximate change in price due to duration? So what we do is we go to our duration effect formula. Negative duration, so our duration was 1.71 multiplied by the change in Y. So our change was 1%, right? So we get negative 1.71%. So our price will change by 1.71% for every 1% change in interest rate, right? So our price will reduce or increase by 1.71% for this 1% change. So it's a simple calculation, but basically it's getting to the bottom line of why we've calculated duration. So if you can use this formula, which we've written down for you, to try and calculate duration effect for the following question. Calculate the change in price due to duration if the yield to maturity decreases by 2% and the duration is 5.9. Okay, someone is not muted here. No one.
You are hearing some background people talking.
Yes, I can hear some background, but
yeah, it's my side. Let me. The problem is, remember, I don't have. I'm not in my special office.
You're not in your special office. No, that's fine then. Okay, so a simple calculation of duration effect. Let's see what the percentage price change is based on the information given.
Okay, now I can.
Okay, so we have some answers already.
Okay, I'm just playing around with the technology here. Maybe now it might be better control, because now if you are showing the slides, you can't see the controls.
Yes, you can't see the controls.
It makes it a little bit more difficult. You know, I'm so used to two screens, Yumna. One screen is really, and the fours coming in from, looks like these are the new answers. Okay.
Okay, so at least that calculation seems to people are
straightforward, but let me go and call up some people there. Did Audrey say anything?
Let's have a look. No Audrey here.
No Audrey. What about Lindy? Did she post something?
No, yeah, Lindy did post.
Okay. Okay. What about Priscilla?
Priscilla hasn't posted.
What's happening with Priscilla? Do you know? Priscilla, what's happening with you? Besides ignoring Yumna, I don't know what else is happening. TK Moletsi, did he post anything?
I think we have quite a number of posting, John.
Okay, so should we continue?
Yes, we can continue, thanks. Okay, there we go. So everybody was correct. There will be an 11.8% change in the price due to a 2% increase in yield, right? So that's how we calculated it. We say our duration is 5.9, negative 5.9 times by our change in interest rate, right? Which gives us negative 2, which is 11.8%. All right, simple calculation. I think everybody got the correct answer. We can do the convexity effect.
The convexity effects, it's very similar, ladies and gentlemen. The convexity effect is equals to change in price is equals to convexity times change in yield squared. It's very similar. So in our example here, calculate the convexity effect if the effective convexity is 93.85 and the yield to maturity changed by 150 basis points. So straight to our formula, we say convexity, which is 93.85 times 1.5, because remember, basis points, 150 basis points is 1.5%. 1.5 divided by 100 squared gives you that, and your answer is 0.0211, which is option number 2 there. So ladies and gentlemen, 1.5 divided by 100 squared. This is the only trick which is there. You should remember 1.5 divided by 100. So if it was 1%, for 100 basis points, it would be 1%, which would be 1.0 divided by 100. Okay, now why am I explaining instead of just showing you your question? Here you are, ladies and gentlemen. This is a proper past exam question. So when we are doing this, we are using something which was asked before. We are not just coming and thinking of our own questions. We are saying we are trying to teach you at this right level which you are expected to answer the questions. Because when I was started tutoring in 2010, I taught with questions. I taught all the concepts, but in questions which I was creating questions as I was going. When the students came back, they said, we are happy with the calculations, but when we went to the exam, we didn't even know what they were asking. I said, mistake number 1, rookie mistake number 1. I was asking my own questions, not the past examples. So now we are trying to avoid the rule. I can't call myself a rookie. So I started in 2010 to tutor. That's long back. I have learned a few things. Okay. So the calculation is there. So it's a bond with the convexity. And the expected change 25 basis points. Remember that 25 basis points, that we are going to treat it here. The convexity effect is close. Oh, look at me. Why is it moving? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get your, okay, let's see if there are answers there in the chat. Kafeko was saying now she's happy because she's getting the right answers. Let's post in the chat. Where is Opa? Opa, I think she's gone. She said, this is tough, I know it. Let me just go.
Yeah. No, but at least we're getting some answers. Towards the end, we always have good interaction.
Yes, so yeah, people will be warmed. It takes time to just warm people up a little bit. Paul has given us, and Paul has been participating consistently from there, but no accolades from Yumna. Yumna is stingy with accolades.
Sorry, man, John. That's why we're working in a team here.
Okay. So one of the things, we know what I was reading. I was reading this book on leadership. Last week was a great book. One of the things that they were saying as a leader you're supposed to do is give people public accolades. I said, wow, I didn't know that. All I could do was to criticize people in public. Okay, people are answering. Let's look at the answer here, Yumna.
Are going, yes.
People know it, Yumna. Do we need to explain this thing?
No, I think everyone has done well.
58 times the 0.25. I think it's clear here, Yumna.
Yes, definitely. No.
Okay, why I'm doing that so that we can do at least total effect before we run out of time.
Yes, yes.
So there's what we call total effect. I think is yours, Yumna. Is it mine or is it yours?
I don't mind, John. I can do totally.
Yeah, it's yours. You can see your picture there is on the left, Yumna, so it's yours.
Yeah, I was worried, John, because the whole presentation was just me. But yeah, good. You doing your leadership book on me. I know, John. You want to empower me, so it's fine. I don't mind. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So then you get a combined or total effect where we take duration and convexity into account, right? By combining the duration and the convexity, you get a more accurate result in the price range, taking both factors into account, right? So there's nothing like complicated about this calculation. Basically, we just add the two together, right? The two previous calculations that we have done, we add them together, and once you add them together, you get the complete price change you can expect due to duration and convexity of the bond. So let's have a look at a question. So an economist expects that the future bond yields will decline by 200 basis points, right? Which is 2%. As an analyst, you are requested to estimate the price change of the bond that has an effective duration of 10.5 and a convexity of 97.3. The estimated change in price is closest to. So basically what you will do is you can use your effective duration formula and your convexity formula. You add the two together and that will give you your total price change. So if you can
I didn't put I was expecting by now they should be able to do this and adding. I think we don't have a perfect person with another person.
You mean that you wanted to put the extended formulas?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm saying we don't have, the next slide is we don't have a question slide. So I was expecting that they would straight away from what they already know, they can already calculate this.
Yes. No, I think it's an easy calculation. So if you guys can go ahead with it, then we can get our complete price change.
Are you preparing for your closing remarks, Yumna? Or do you want Mr. Matsoma to give closing remarks? Who do you want to give closing remarks?
Mr. Matsoma, you really helped today if you do the closing remarks.
Once we find the answer, Mr. Matsoma, you will be on for the closing remarks. That will be the last thing on the recording. Then we close the recording. Then we can talk about all the stories you want to say, Yumna, after the closing remarks.
Okay, thanks, John.
But before the closing remarks, in case we forget, next week we are not going to have a lecture because Yumna is busy in conference. I think she will invite me to the conference. Are you going to invite me, Yumna?
Yeah. It's an open conference. It's like how you read your leadership book. I just go for these seminars, believe and empower yourself and all of that. But I remember I booked this quite a while back. It's a lady coming from the States here
Okay.
to Johannesburg. Yeah, so you know, I'm very bad with these things, but I love to go for these. Sometimes, you know, you reach a point where you just need a little bit of motivation. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one here. Her name is Yasmin Mujahid. And yeah, so it's kind of
So when you come, when we do next lesson, you are going to share some wisdom when we open and give us closing remarks then,
The
because you'll be a
opening
lot wise.
is mine. On the next lesson, it's mine. Quotes and
Yeah,
inspiration
exactly.
from Yasmin
Be so
Mujahid.
inspired.
Then at least we know it was worth my while missing classes.
It was worthwhile.
Yeah,
It was worthwhile to skip a whole week.
yes.
Okay. I see we have two answers there, and we are still left with 2 minutes. 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Just put the answer there so that we can so next week. No. Okay. The other thing which we can talk about, Yumna, is please go on to my UNISA, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we are always posting stuff. And if you have a question, ask it there. And Yumna last week was asking, why would you want to be on a WhatsApp group when you can go on to my UNISA? On my UNISA, there is the lecturer who is going to set the exam. There is Yumna who has been teaching for a very long time. Okay, then of course there's me who has been telling stories. There we know that when you interact with us, there you are getting good information. You can also download my UNISA onto your mobile phone or onto your iPad, so that it's easy for you. You just touch what's happening today. Yumna posted that, Mr. Matsoma posted that, then you are always informed. We are going to share this recording after this session. We are going to share the slides after the session on my UNISA still. So you can see how important it is to participate there. Okay, Yumna, let's see, look at the answer, because Mr. Matsuma will not even have a chance to talk if we actually keep on talking. Okay, you were doing this, Yumna. There you are.
Okay, so we first start off with our duration effect. So we say our duration was given to us as 10.5. So we say negative 10.5 times by the 2% change in yield, right? So we get 0.21. Then we have our convexity effect, right? Our convexity was given to us at 97.3 times by our change in percentage squared, right? So first you square your change in percentage and you multiply it by your convexity, which will give you your 0.0389. If you add the two together, you get a 24% and 24.89 percentage change in price due to duration and convexity of the bond. So a simple calculation, the option was option 4. Let's see what has happened in the, okay, the Refilwe
No,
has
there were
option 4.
the option, there were two options, which was option 1. I don't know where they went wrong, but we ran out of. Let's give Mr. Matsoma time to close so that we can let people go.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, John. First of all, I'd like to thank all the students who were present today here, and my presenters, Yumna and John. Thank you very much for the informative presentations. And for students, don't be shy to ask questions. Please utilize these platforms. You can send me an email if you have a question, or send to Dr. Nyamunda or Ms. Guta. So we are here to support you. Please make sure that you use us as much as you like. Ask questions. If you don't understand, don't be shy. Just ask questions. We'll help you with your question. And please take these classes very serious. And also do participate on my UNISA. We always post questions there and announcement. Please check them regularly. And yeah, thank you very much for attending today's class. Thank you.